You know that feeling when you're sitting in a room that's technically quiet, maybe it's late at night, the TV is off, but your mind is just absolutely screaming. You're physically still, but your brain is just running a marathon. Did I send that email? What about that news alert? What am I even doing with my life?
It's like a low-level hum of static.
Yes, and it just fragments your attention into a million little pieces.
It really is the defining condition of our age. We're all fragmented, we're scattered. And because we're scattered, we are perpetually exhausted.
Exactly. And usually when we feel that way, the modern solution is to add more. We download a meditation app. We try to, optimize our schedule to squeeze in 5 minutes of peace.
Right.
But today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to look backwards. Welcome to Vox Orthodoxa.
It's good to be here. And you're right, we are looking back, but not just for history's sake. This isn't about dusty trivia today.
No.
We are diving into Volume 8 of the Philokalia, and specifically the Romanian translation, with notes by Father Dumitru Stăniloae.
Now, for anyone who's new to this, the Philokalia, that sounds like a super intimidating academic book.
It can be. But I think a better way to think of the Philokalia is less as a history book and more as a medical manual.
A medical manual.
But not for the body, for the soul. It's a collection of texts by monks who spent their whole lives studying the pathology of the human mind. They were kind of the first psychologists.
But their goal wasn't just coping, was it?
No, it wasn't just about functioning. It was about deep, genuine healing.
And today, we're focusing on some heavy hitters from the 14th century, Callistus and Ignatius Xanthopoulos, and also Patriarch Callistus. And they were writing in Constantinople during a pretty chaotic time.
Oh, not a chill time at all. Political turmoil. The empire was collapsing.
And yet, they were writing about something called hesychia.
Hesychia. It translates to silence. But we need to be really careful with that word. It's not just the absence of noise, like when the refrigerator finally stops buzzing.
Right.
It means a deep inner stillness, a state where the mind stops fighting with itself and finds union with God.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We're going to try and extract the tools from these ancient texts. It sounds like they were the original biohackers, just without the cold plunges.
That's a great way to put it.
We want to find out how a regular person living in a crazy, noisy city can actually use these tools to find some peace. So where do we start?
Let's dive in.
Okay, the text starts with this concept that, it sounds great on paper, but I really struggle to see how it works in reality. They call it a merimnia.
Yes, a merimnia. It's a foundational concept, especially in the 100 chapters by Callistus and Ignatius, and it translates to freedom from care.
Freedom from care. I like the sound of that.
Well, the source material is very specific. It says that to find the kingdom within, you must start with freedom from care regarding both reasonable and unreasonable things.
Okay, hold on. Unreasonable things. Sure, I get that. I shouldn't worry about, a zombie apocalypse. But reasonable things. Are they seriously saying I shouldn't care about paying my rent? That sounds, irresponsible.
And the monks would agree with you if you took it to mean a lifestyle of negligence. But they aren't talking about abandoning your duties. They're talking about the state of your mind during your spiritual practice.
Oh, no. Okay.
When you're trying to enter that inner chamber to pray, you have to leave all that baggage at the door. If you're sitting there, but your mind is just calculating your mortgage or rehearsing an argument with your boss.
No, then you're just worrying with your eyes closed.
Exactly. You're not in hesychia.
That really hits home. So it's about setting boundaries.
It's about a refusal. Refusing to let worry colonize that space in your brain for that specific period of time. The text uses this really powerful metaphor. Shut the door to the senses.
Which today basically means put the phone in the other room.
Right. Or turn it off entirely. The open door for the monk was the window to the village or the gossip of the monastery. For us, that open door is the notification screen.
Yeah.
The text advises a very deliberate withdrawal to find that inner chamber. You just can't build a sanctuary inside if the front door is wide open to the street.
Cut it. Okay. I can get behind shutting off the phone. But there's another part of this that I found, honestly, a bit challenging. They talk a lot about obedience. Finding a guide and just obeying. To a modern ear, that sounds like a huge red flag. It sounds like losing your freedom.
I completely understand that reaction. It triggers all of our modern defense mechanisms. But let's try to see it through their lens for a second, the lens of anxiety relief. What's one of the biggest sources of exhaustion in your life right now?
Oh, making decisions. All day. Decision fatigue is so real. What to eat, how to respond to an email.
Exactly. We were just drowning in choices. So the fathers view cogitations not as oppression, but as a strategy for relief, by entrusting your spiritual direction to a wise guide. And the text really emphasizes a wise guide.
Not just anyone.
Right. You're relieved of the crushing burden of your own self-will.
So it's not about a power dynamic, it's more about offloading the cognitive load.
Precisely. It's a tool for lowering the ego's defenses. The ego wants to control everything, the outcome, how people see you, the timeline, and that control creates anxiety. Obedience says, you know what, I don't have to be the CEO of the universe today.
That sounds like a relief.
It allows the mind to rest. It's a hack for humility, which they argue is the absolute prerequisite for peace.
Okay, so if we can get past that ego check, we shut the door, we stop worrying about the mortgage for 10 minutes, now what? Let's get into the mechanics. I was so surprised by how physical the instructions are.
It is intensely physical. We tend to think spirituality is just, thinking holy thoughts. But these monks knew the body and soul are tied together. You can't calm the mind if the body is agitated.
So what did they say to do?
Callistus and Ignatius give specific instructions. Sit in a quiet, dark corner, and then press your chin against your chest.
The chin against the chest. Why? Is that symbolic?
It's more than that. Think about the physiology. When you're stressed, what happens? Your chin goes up, you're scanning for threats. It's a fight-or-flight posture.
Right.
By curling your chin down, you are physically closing off the outside world. You're restricting your visual field. I mean, modern science might say you're stimulating the vagus nerve to calm your heart rate.
Wow.
They didn't have the medical terms, but they absolutely understood the mechanism.
So they were basically hacking their own nervous system to force the body to chill out so the mind could pray.
Exactly. And then comes the key instruction. Introduce the mind into the heart through the path of breathing.
Introduce the mind into the heart. That's such a poetic phrase. But let's be real. What does that actually mean?
Well, think about where your mind usually lives. It's in your head, right? Or, more accurately, it's projected outward onto screens, future scenarios. It's fragmented.
Yeah, everywhere but here.
Right. The text uses this beautiful metaphor. It says the mind returning to the heart is like a man returning to his own home after being away on a long, exhausting journey.
Finding rest.
Rest, warmth, safety. The heart in Orthodox theology isn't just the organ, it's the center of your entire being, where your emotions, intellect, and spirit all meet.
And the breath is the vehicle to get there.
The breath is the vehicle. You slow it down.
Yeah.
And as you breathe in, you visualize your mind descending into your chest. And once it's there, you use the anchor.
The prayer.
The Jesus prayer. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me.
Why that specific repetition? Why not just kind of, freestyling? Hey, God, it's me.
Because the mind is a wanderer. If you freestyle, you eventually just start talking to yourself, and then you start analyzing your day, and suddenly you're back to worrying again. The repetition of the prayer acts like a dam against that river of thoughts. It replaces thousands of anxious thoughts with one singular, powerful thought.
Okay, but is there a danger here? I read in the notes about something called delusion. If I'm sitting in the dark, breathing weirdly, chanting, couldn't I start getting a bit manic?
That is a very, very astute observation, and the monks were terrified of that. They called it prelist spiritual delusion, and that's exactly why they warned so strictly against using your imagination.
So no visualizing lights or angels?
None of that. You're not trying to hallucinate. You are trying to strip away all images to find silence. The prayer itself keeps you grounded in humility. Have mercy on me. It stops you from launching into some big ego trip fantasy.
The text also mentions that when you do this right, it generates a physical warmth.
It does.
Right.
A spiritual and physical warmth in the heart that chases away fear. I mean, think about anxiety. It's cold. It's shaky. This practice ignites a kind of fire in the chest. It burns up the rust of the soul.
I love that image. Burning up the rust. But let's be practical. You sit down, you try this, and 5 seconds later, your brain goes, hey, did you defrost the chicken? Or remember that awkward thing you said in 2014?
The demons of distraction, they are absolutely inevitable.
So what do? My instinct is to fight them, to just yell at my brain, shut up and try to be holy.
And that is exactly what you should not do. This brings us to the concept of the threefold rope.
The threefold rope.
The source describes a rope that can't be broken. Faith, hope, and love.
Okay, faith, hope, and love. It sounds a little bit like a needlepoint pillow at my grandmother's house.
It does, doesn't it? But here, these are tactical weapons. Faith is the conviction that God is actually there in the silence. Hope is the resilience to keep going when it feels dry. But love is how you handle the distractions.
How does love help with the distracting thought about chicken?
Well, there's a metaphor in the text of an archer. The archer must aim at the mark, and the mark is meekness and gentleness of heart.
Okay.
Now, if a distracting thought comes and you get angry at yourself, you get frustrated and tense up. You've lost your meekness. You've completely missed the mark.
So fighting the thought actually makes everything worse.
Yes. You cannot fight anxiety with aggression. You will always lose. The demons, these negative thought patterns, they love a fight. The advice is so counterintuitive. Do not fight them directly. Instead, flee.
Flee. Just run away.
Run back to the fortress of the prayers like an internet troll. Don't engage. Don't argue with it. Just pivot your attention gently back to Lord Jesus Christ. It's a gentle refusal to engage.
That is huge. I think so many of us try to solve our anxiety by just analyzing it to death.
And that's a trap. The mind can't heal the mind by analyzing the mind. It needs to rest in the heart.
So if we stick with this, we find this warmth. What happens to our emotions? Because a lot of people dealing with stress aren't just anxious, they're numb. There's this gray lack of purpose.
This brings us to one of the most beautiful and maybe confusing paradoxes in Orthodox spirituality.
Oh,
Joyful sorrow.
joyful sorrow. That sounds like a contradiction in terms.
In the world's logic, yes, sorrow is depression, joy is excitement. But the Philokalia speaks of tears not as a sign of a breakdown, but as a cleansing agent. The text says tears wash away the rust of the heart.
So it's a catharsis.
It's more than that. Patriarch Callistus makes this amazing contrast between worldly pleasure and spiritual pleasure. Think about worldly pleasure binging a show, doom scrolling. How do you feel after?
Usually a bit gross.
Yes.
Heavy. A little guilty.
Exactly. Heaviness, a hangover of the soul. But spiritual pleasure, the text says, ends in lightness. It leaves no hangover. It brings peace. And for the person feeling that lack of purpose, this is the cure, because the pleasure comes from the discovery that you are loved.
The text gets pretty intense describing that love. It uses the word eros.
It does. Divine eros. It describes the soul's love for God as an intoxication or even a madness, but a good madness.
It's transcendent madness.
Yes. The antidote to that modern blah feeling is a burning love that takes you out of yourself. It's ecstatic. It breaks the shell of the ego and connects you to the divine. You're not just a machine trying to survive the work week. You're a lover seeking the beloved. That changes everything.
It definitely beats just getting through the commute. Speaking of which, let's talk application. Most of us aren't 14th century monks. We have jobs, we have families. How does this fit into a normal life?
The Philokalia is surprisingly practical here. It outlines a balance. It's not just prayer all day. It's prayer, reading, and, this is crucial, manual labor.
Manual labor. I work in an office. The most manual labor I do is typing aggressively.
And that counts. The principle isn't about farming, it's about grounding. If the mind is flying all over the place, working with your hands tethers it, whether that's doing the dishes, gardening, or even focusing intensely on a spreadsheet.
So it's about doing one thing at a time with focus.
It's about doing daily tasks with the remembrance of God. So while you're washing those dishes, you aren't relitigating an argument in your head, you're just saying the prayer. You are fully present with this open water.
That sounds lovely, but I'm going to be honest, I will fail at this. I'll try it, and by 10 a.m., I'll be stressed and angry again.
And the text completely expects that. This is my favorite piece of advice from the source. If you fall, get up.
That's that simple.
It is that simple, but our pride makes it hard. The text says if you fall into anger or distraction, do not despair. Despair is just pride. You're shocked you're not perfect. Instead, just get up, repent quickly. Don't wallow in it. Just resume the work.
So the path is a constant restarting.
A constant daily restarting. And as you restart, over and over, you're building something. Patriarch Callistus uses this incredible metaphor, the city within.
The New Jerusalem.
Yes, he compares the soul to a New Jerusalem being built inside you. This is the visualization I want you to hold on to. You could be on a crowded, screeching subway.
My daily reality.
Right. But inside your own ribs, you're walking the streets of a city of peace. The external chaos literally can't touch the internal order if that door is shut. You carry your sanctuary with you. You don't have to go to a mountain, you become the mountain.
Wow. You become the mountain.
Exactly.
That brings us to the end. So, to recap, the journey from anxiety to peace starts with that freedom from care, a marunia. We shut the door, we use our breath and posture to signal safety to our body, we descend into the heart.
We hold on to the rope of faith, hope, and love.
And when we fall, which we will, we just get back up.
And we let the tears wash away the rust. so we can feel that divine eros.
Okay, leave us with one final thought, something for us to carry into the week.
You know, we often think of heaven as a place you go after you die, a reward. But these texts suggest something far more radical. They suggest the kingdom of heaven is a state of being you can enter. Right now.
Right now.
Right now. By unlocking the door of your own heart. The question isn't, will I get into heaven? The question is, can I let heaven get into me today? What would your day look like if you lived from that center?
Can I let heaven get into me today? That changes the whole game. I'm going to be thinking about that one.
Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the Philokalia. Thanks for watching until the end. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button and share it. It helps me out a lot. If you're new here, hit subscribe and the notification bell to be notified when I post next time. See you soon.